Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Hannover Fair of 2023. You are at the Hydrogen and Fuel Cells Europe at the public forum where we are going to start our next interview. We have many interesting guests, so come over, take a seat, grab a drink and enjoy the talk. I see there's a lot going on here, so we're definitely not going to disappoint you with our next speaker. My name is Mareike Schmalz, and next on stage will be the topic, a presentation on OMB and hydrogen high-pressure components. My guest is Mattia Franzoni. He's business developer at OMB Saleri.
Hello, thank you.
Have a seat. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
How do you enjoy the fair so far? Do you like it?
Yeah, nice. Yeah? Many people coming. It's restarting after COVID, so it's a good point to meet the hydrogen environment and the people that are working in this field. So good.
Yeah, a lot going on here. Many people from different backgrounds, many people that work in the industry, many people that are interested in the industry or are interested in the technology that want to learn a little bit about it and see what happens for the future. Yeah, so really nice place to be.
Yeah, it's an enthusiastic period because hydrogen is growing. It's one of the most important means to overcome the CO2 emissions. So it's booming. So let's see how it's going on.
Yeah. So OMB Saleri is best known for its products in the automotive industry. But now, as the industry changes, you also offer new solutions for the new forms of mobility. Can you give us some insights into what you and your company are doing?
Yes, so OMB Saleri specializes in the production of components for dealing hydrogen, especially at a high pressure in automotive business, but not only, as you said. So we develop different range of products depending on the application, depending on the challenge that we are asking to. So we have a full range of products that deal the hydrogen inside the vehicle. So starting from the filling receptacle to the on-tank valves that are dealing the in and out of hydrogen inside the tanks, and pressure reducer that reduce the pressure from the 700 bar to the medium pressure to all the components around the fuel cell. On top of that, our know-how is the new technologies. So we are every day investing in finding new solutions that can help the market in growing, increasing the safety, increasing the performance of the system itself. And so the OMB is, yes, a company that produces valves, but at the end, we are a company that produces new technology depending on what the market is requiring.
Okay, so you're also open for new products that somehow fit you as a company and that where there is a need on the market.
Yes, exactly. So today, I take one example. So, for example, today the main safety that we need to protect the system is the fire. So avoid that the tanks is subjected to fire, so that increase the pressure inside can create, let's say, at the end explosion. So today there are local safeties that protect the tanks from the fire itself that are installed in our valves. Today we have developed a new safety, so that it's a memory shape alloy that can protect the entire tank. So it's not localizing one point, but can protect the entire system. So can protect the system also for a very localized fire, let's say.
Okay, so you make it safe to work with hydrogen and to work with fuel cell technology, as far as I understand.
Exactly. So today, you know, we are in a period where a failure cannot happen. So every day we need to find new solutions to improve safeties, to improve the performance of the system, and try to find something that can let everyone be safe driving a car in using hydrogen. And our components are doing exactly this job. So are thought to prevent any kind of failure inside the system.
Yeah, that's great, because we definitely have to put safety first. We cannot sacrifice on that one. And I guess it is a really important issue because people need to trust in the new technology. We are used to a certain kind of technology already. We are used to driving internal combustion vehicles, so we trust in the technology because we have experience in the technology. And now that we are entering new markets, new forms of mobility, there is some skepticism in the population for good reason, because it is new. We don't know, we don't have the experience yet, and it's nice to hear from you that you particularly put emphasis on the safety and on the products that guarantee safety in the system.
Yeah, the safety is, as you said, it's the key. So it's the baseline. Then on top of that, there are a lot of other challenges. So in the previous speech, they were speaking about high flow, for example, so for truck application. That is where probably the mobility of hydrogen is going to be. So trucks, high flow. And we need to adapt our product to the technology that is evolving. So now we have valves that are mainly for say light duty, medium duty, but we are developing also products that are able to satisfy the heavy duty demand, so higher flow, higher range of temperature, so extend the performance of the valve to be able to satisfy different sector, not only the pure automotive like commercial vehicle, but heavy duty, train, maritime application, aviation. So we are expanding our current know-how in the valves that are made for the vehicle to larger system. And this is one topic. So high flow, safety. Another topic, for example, is being able to scale up the production, because today,
definitely.
One point is to produce 10 valves, 100 valves. One point is to do 1 million valves. So scale up the production, it's one of the main challenging to be able to create the environment for the car to run.
Yeah, that's a big issue or a big topic and a big challenge that we're all looking at. But to come back to your point on the different forms of mobility and vehicle classes, what's your personal opinion? Where will we find hydrogen in the future? Will we find it in passenger vehicles? Will we find it in heavy duty? Is it more for, you talked about aviation. What's your personal opinion on that one?
So hydrogen, as I said at the beginning, in my opinion, need to play a role in the future of the energy in general. So for sure, it makes more sense for the system that require a lot of energy. So trucks, aviation, as you mentioned, train. For light duty, it's difficult. So the battery is already an answer. Then we need to understand where is the boundary between battery and the hydrogen. At the end, probably passenger car will be a mixture between the two. But for sure, for heavy duty, we need to go to a hydrogen or something different compared to battery. So I think for heavy duty will be hydrogen.
Yeah, because of energy density, I guess that is a good point for that vehicle class. So I want to invite the audience, in case you have any questions, to raise your hand, and I will bring the microphone to you if you want to participate in our talk. I don't see questions so far, but in case there are any further down the road, just give me a little sign and I'll bring the microphone to you. So I also want to talk with you about the topic of sustainability. So how does that affect your daily work? How does that play into the products that you offer?
So we are here for that. I mean, the main topic is to find a way to reduce CO2 emission, and it has to start from us. Yeah. So it has to start from the company that produce the components to reduce CO2 emission. So OMB is very active in this sense. So we have different plan inside the company to reduce CO2 emission. Our owner is very taking care a lot of it. So we have different programs inside. To reduce our impact. For example, we have a different car sharing program within the employees, e-biking system to move inside the company, We have solar panel to reduce our impact inside the company itself, so our consumption.
So you use green energy?
Yeah, we use green energy. And we are also every day trying to build up an environment also to do our components, so also to all our suppliers. We are asked them to report the CO2 emission footprint. We have a plan to reduce it as much as possible because, as I said, the CO2 emission need to pass through us before than the world, let's say.
Yeah, that's great. So I really like what you're saying, because it's not only that you say, look, we provide products for the new technology, so that is our work on sustainability, but you live it. You look at all the areas where, like, okay, what can we do to function sustainable as a company? What can we do to reduce our own CO2 emissions? How can we include our employees and give them a chance to, maybe use some car sharing, use electric vehicles?
Yeah.
That's nice. I really like your approach, and that you also look at your network, your partner companies.
As I said, we need to start from us. So we need to start from us to be able to reduce also to other things inside the world.
Lovely. I really like that one. So a thing that you mentioned earlier was the topic of scaling up. I think that's a big one for all of us here, and that's a thing that I've been talking to many people about, because we are now at a critical point. It's no longer only research, only a thing for somewhere in the future, but it has to happen now, and it has to happen very fast. Can you give us a bit more of insights into how the topic of scalability affects you?
Yes, so as I said, one point is to create some prototype, one point is be ready for mass production, especially in automotive field. So OMB is very active in that. So we are a company that is specialized in production. So we come from our know-how, it's metal machining, where we do millions of components. We pass through CNG valves, because our first business was CNG, and it's still today a good part of OMB activities. And now we are in hydrogen. Hydrogen, until a few years ago, was a prototyping area. So I mean, few hundred systems per year. Now we see that the need to scale up. Scale up means a few 100,000 of parts at least. And to scale it up, you need to work on design, you need to work on process, and you need to work on facilities. So at the end, what OMB is doing, we create a new range of product, able to be faster in the assembling, faster in the supply chain. We expand our production. So in fact, we enlarge our production 2 times over the last year.
That's a lot.
Yes. And we create also new process, bringing inside some process that was outsourced until now to reduce the risk of the supplier. So everything inside allowed us to be faster and scale up the process. So today, to build up the valve, we need anyway assembly line that are semi-automatic. But the future, we are targeting to reduce a lot the production, so the production time, and increase the number and consequentially also the cost that allowed to the system to be on the market and be ready.
It sounds like you're going at a really fast pace.
Yes, it is. It is.
And I guess it needs to be. But as far as I understand, you are also very active in the field of innovation. You told us a little bit about the new products that are already at the horizon for you. How important is the topic of innovation and research and development for you? Do you still put a lot of emphasis on it, or does it fall by the wayside because you're so focused on scaling the production?
Yeah, those 2 points, in my opinion, goes in parallel, because today hydrogen, it's growing up, but it's still not a mass production phase. So we need for sure to create new technologies that allowed us to produce high number of volume, but in a safe way, as we said at the beginning. So safe way pass for sure through technology. So implementing a new safety system, new technology able to increase, as I said, the flow, or to prevent some failure that today, let's say, can prevent just by designing, so over-designing the system, but also from, let's say, technology point of view, you can predict how the valve is behave or how the system is behave, and let's say anticipate the issue before to come to it. So we are creating new technologies that are able to work behind the valve and understand what is happening inside.
That's great. So you're definitely looking into the future. Regarding the future, what is a personal wish of yours for the next 10 years, 20 years, or even longer?
So as I said, OMB is working in different fields. So we have the automotive sector, that is where we are going, and there we will try to maintain our current position, scaling up the production, so being able to supply more number of valves, and with, let's say, a good technology behind. But we want also to expand our current portfolio in different fields. So, for example, trails, so for the gas transportation, where today we have few valves, but we don't have a product portfolio. Now we are introducing the first components that are exactly with the scope to be used in gas transportation. And then, as we said at the beginning, we are working also in aviation. So aviation for hydrogen, but as I said, our know-how is gas dealing. So it's hydrogen, but also other kind of fluid, let's say, of gases.
Okay, thank you very much. I would love to continue our discussion, but we are running out of time. So for anyone who is interested in learning more about the company, you can visit them at their booth. Is there any particular thing at your booth that people can learn or find?
So if you come to the booth, you can see physically the product. That it's a good point to see, and I can explain better how the system works.
Yeah, what a great invitation. So you find OMB Saleri at the booth B35. So don't hesitate and give them a little visit. And yeah, it was a pleasure to have you here on stage.
For me too, thank you.
I hope you're having a great time today and tomorrow at the Hannover Fair, and hope to see you soon or see you next year.
Yeah, sure, thank you.